these types of things, are kind of hard to resolve. So I don't know that I'll be able to please you. But so TV, for example, is visited by 476,000 people in a month, or in the last 30 days at least, and served 13.7 million page views. And so again, if you can find consensus amongst those 450 plus thousand people, then be my guest. You'd probably do a better job at that than I could. Do you still hate poll? Number 567. No, I don't hate poll. I don't hate anything on 4chan. I don't hate anybody. I find that it is a lot of work to hate strangers on the internet, and don't kind of spend my time doing that. Who is going to be the new head admin replacing you? Number 573. Are there any other chans other than 4chan that you visit? Why did you stop lifting? Who's going to be the new head admin replacing you? So I kind of answered this in the news post that I posted. There is no head admin per se replacing me. I mean, I've more or less been the only real kind of quote unquote administrator, as far as the only decision maker, leader, kind of manager and whatnot 4chan has ever had. And so that's not a role that is going to be filled immediately. In the interim, there are 3 people that I didn't name by name, but kind of describe their roles in that post. So one is the lead developer, who actually most people know this person already if you dig around for it. But he's been helping out for about, I want to say about 2 years now, and he wrote the native extension, the JavaScript extension, and has more or less been doing all of the backend development and whatnot for the better part of a year and a half to 2 years now. And he's excellent. He runs the catalog, or the unofficial catalog rather, and made our catalog, and he's great. The other is the quote unquote server admin, who has been helping out for actually over 10 years. He's probably the oldest, or the longest serving rather, volunteer that we've had. Not ever, but well, maybe now ever, but he's the oldest kind of volunteer that's still serving, and he's been incredible over the years. I mean, he was once kind of the lead developer, and as we all have, kind of has a real life and real job now, but has always continued to pitch in and help with the servers and stuff. So we're very lucky to have him. And the last is kind of the managing moderator, who's the person that I've more or less delegated a lot of the kind of like HR roles to over the in the past year, in terms of going through the gender apps and doing orientation. Believe it or not, there is a very real orientation process, and doing rule clarifications, and being present in the team channel and the gender channel and the pound 4chan, blah blah blah. And so he's taken a very kind of active role in terms of the day-to-day management of the kind of team of volunteers that we have. And kind of surfaces the problems that have kind of needed my attention, to me. And so he's also done a really excellent job. So again, like there's not long term, there will be somebody or some group of persons that are kind of the the end all be all kind of quote unquote administrators, I guess. But as of today, I haven't named those people yet. I haven't decided what to do about that. But in the short term, again, there really nothing should change from a user's perspective, because the kind of the 3 core team members, which isn't fair to the other team members, but again, the 3 kind of minimum set of people I needed to kind of ensure a smooth transition, have all kind of decided to pitch in. Are there any other chance that you visit? No, actually, because people ask me this a lot, but obviously I visited other, I visit websites. I visit other image boards over the years, but I don't actively use any, because 4chan is a handful, and already has all of my interests represented on it, and so there's not really a compelling reason to use other websites. I actually did want to give a shout out. I'm sure I'll have an opportunity to this later, but I did get an email from Kurt Tainer, who runs 420chan, just saying, hey, it's been forever, a few day or two ago, I guess. And that's actually one of, to single out 420chan is actually one of the image boards that I have actually really respected, I guess, over the years, because I think that what's kind of defined, a lot of image boards, even going back to the first kind of, spin-off from 4chan, which was 5chan and, 7chan and all these others, they tend to kind of, spin out based on a decision that I make, or they don't like me, or they don't like 4chan, or they don't like 4chan culture, whatever. And more or less over the years, most of those sites have kind of fizzled. Whereas I think I really respect that 420chan, started as kind of, similar to actually, I guess 5chan was that the admin didn't like me, but also wanted to have a bunch of topics that 4chan didn't have. But 420chan essentially came into being because it was like, hey, 4chan's never gonna have a drugs board or wrestling board or all these other boards that I want, and so we may as well again like create a site that kind of caters to that. And I just respect the fact that he really kind of took it in its own direction. It doesn't look like 4chan. I mean, in terms of the a lot of other sites, when we had what was it, Kusaba and Kusaba X, there's this whole era of open source kind of clones of 4chan that really offered kind of 4chan in a box, and emulated our front page and everything, and people for whatever reason essentially wanted to make 4chan that wasn't 4chan, and I think he really kind of made it his own. And I think he had another administrator at one point, but so I've always actually really been a huge fan, although I've actually never done a narcotic drug. I never smoked weed or anything like that, and so I never really had a reason to use it. I don't watch wrestling either, sorry, SP or ASP, but I've always actually really, respected, that site. And so, it's good to see that there are people trying to do neat things out there. Why did I stop lifting? I stopped lifting really kind of actively probably about a year ago, but I actually stopped going to the gym last September. I think I have my phone, actually, my last update on my note was in September 9th or 10th, but, and that was a result of the fappening, actually. So the kind of emotional and kind of physical toll that took on me. September was a really rough month. We started it with the fappening, which you'd have to be under a rock to not know what that is. But in that one day, so August 30th, 31st? I always forget how many days are in August, but September 1st, the site was visited. I think we served about 93 million page views in one day. And over the month of September, which doesn't include that, again, late August traffic, but in the months of September, in a normal month, 4chan will serve about 20 to 22 million unique visitors and serve about, then it was serving about 500 million page views a month. Now it's actually closer to 610, 615. But anyway, in that month, we served 45 million unique visitors and about 980 or so million page views. So the closest we've ever gotten to doing a billion page views. Actually, we probably did do a billion, just given that so many people, all of our friends on G block, Google Analytics and whatnot, the Google botnet. And so analytics is not always the best, count. So I actually say, so that month we did break probably a billion page views. And, I was just completely overwhelmed with, we got many legal nastygram from obviously all of the firms representing the actresses, and spent a shitload of time on the phone with lawyers, and you spend a lot of money on lawyers. That I'm so glad that I've done such a good job at saving over the years, because that on a bad day could have easily bankrupted the site. But it was tens of thousands of dollars in legal bills and dozens of hours on the the phone. Well, I guess not dozens, but hours and hours on the phone with lawyers. And what else do we have that month? That was when Pol was doing the Ebola Jan thing too. I guess that was when kind of Gamergate began to peak, or not peak, but started to kind of find its mainstream audience. What else happened in September? There was something else. But anyway, September was this long month. And basically I just was so overwhelmed, dealing with all that stuff, that I stopped lifting then. And I actually haven't been back to the gym since. Have you installed Gentoo? I actually did install Gentoo a long time ago on a really old laptop, and I believe it finished compiling, but I never actually really used it for anything. That was number 574. I'm just going to start skimming through these because there are probably thousands of questions already. But is SFRS still your favorite board? JP is actually my favorite board, according to what I said at the what was it, the 10th anniversary panel a year and a half ago. But yeah, no, I really like SFRS a lot. I like all the boards. I've actually been spending a lot of time on but DBT is one of my favorite threads these days, even though they're pretty silly. But I'm trying to think what else. I actually still browse A a lot, despite the fact that they all flip a shit when I post. But it's still actually a fun board. I would say, again, for all the people that complain about A's quality and blah 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 Naruto threads, A is really actually truly one of the best boards when you when you think about the kind of, I mean, let's look at the